okay. She was reissued to me after this other person.
What was her failing? She was too friendly, or?
No. Are you taping this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, the woman lost her mobility through a leg injury.
Oh, I see.
And she had to move to assisted care.
Yes.
And the dog, the idea of having the dog is that you need the dog to go out to do things. So if you're no longer going out and the dog can no longer assist you, then and if it's a young dog,
yes,
which she was only 2.
She's very active, yes.
No, she's very well trained. So she is trained. It costs $25,000 to get her trained to do what she can do. So they could give that woman $100 pet and she'd be happy with it.
Yep.
And the dog is a working dog. So that's a big investment. So they will give that to someone who is going out and is using the dog for independence,
yes,
and not relying on anybody else to do everything for them. Yes. Because when you're assessed for suitability, even if you say, oh, I'd go out a lot if I had a dog to take me, you won't get a dog. You have to be already living very independently, catching public transport using a cane,
yes,
before they'll even consider you as a candidate for a dog. So the fuller life you have and the more you do, the more chance you have of being issued with a dog.
yes.
So
did you have to wait very long?
Yes, yeah, nearly 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I wouldn't have got one quite then if I didn't accept a reissue dog.
Yes.
But I had known a couple of people who had what they call a fresh dog, fresh from training, and they sometimes can fail for various reasons. Either they're scared of traffic or there's something physically wrong. So I thought, well, it's fine, I'll give this one a go, because you can say no, it's not working. And she had developed a few bad habits because she hadn't been going out. And so toileting was a problem with her because she hadn't been toileting on command, and she probably never will because she's lost that training. She'd have to go back for another 6 months of training to learn those things again, or to be made to do them again. So there are some things like that.
And you've had her how long?
About 3.5 years, I think. Yeah.
And you expect to have her for the rest of her life?
Yes, her working life should be 8 years minimum. So I'm hoping I would get that at least out of her. So that's...
Is there some sort of mandatory retirement age?
No, it's not mandatory. The dog usually, now she in particular does have a bit of arthritis in one hip. And if she's not kept fit enough, that recurs for her. So I have to make sure she doesn't gain too much weight or get underplay, a bit like us.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So I guess now, what is she? She's middle-aged. So things like that you have to be careful of, so that you will prolong her working life as much as you can.
Are there checks that the guide dog people make to make sure that you're looking after?
Well, Guide Dogs is another organisation. Yeah, this is Seeing Eye Dogs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So there are 3 organisations in Adelaide that issue dogs.
And what are they?
They are Guide Dogs SA, RSB, which is Royal Society of the Blind, Guide Dogs, and Seeing Eye Dogs, which is part of Vision Australia. They just merged last year. So
a Seeing Eye Dog is different to a guide dog?
They're different only in the policies and bureaucracies.
Oh.
Other than that, they do the same thing.
Yep.
But with a guide dog, and a Guide Dog SA, they will take the dog away from you if you're not well for, say, a period of time. So if I'm going to be in hospital for a couple of weeks, they'll take the dog away. Or if I'm going to be not working the dog for a month or so, they'll take the dog away from its home. So you may have had the dog 5 years, And because you can't go out with the dog for a month, the dog's put in a kennel. Away from it.
Or you lose it?
Yes, no, it's returned when you're well enough to work with the dog again. But it is taken away from its home, its worker, like the person, and its family, which I don't agree with. And the other animals that it may be used to, and all the other people, so that means Jim wouldn't see it for a month if that happened. Yeah, you'd have to. Well, you wouldn't be allowed to do anything.
I said I'd break her out.
Oh, yeah, good. And that was one reason I decided not to go with Guide Dogs SA, because I don't agree with that. A few other things I didn't agree with too, with them. And so I chose to go with Seeing Eye Dogs. Because they also agree with my philosophy that at the end of the day a dog is still a dog, no, not a robot. So Guide Dogs SA didn't agree with that. The dog is a working dog and it's to work, and that's that. Full stop. Which I don't think you can do to any animal. But they're just policy differences.